friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm back from a little break, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a quick journal update. I am now journaling in a standard size traveler's notebook. This is the IPBEN traveler's notebook, and I got this on AliExpress. I really like this traveler's notebook. It's really great value for the price. You get a front pocket as well as a back pocket, which offers a lot of great functionality, and I didn't pay very much for this. Overall, I think IPBEN is an underrated brand on AliExpress. If you're interested in leather covers, definitely check their shop out. For most of the year, I was journaling in a B6 size, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, B6 is not my favorite size at all. I would say it's actually my least favorite. I think it's a bit too boxy for me. I prefer something like a B6 Slim. So slimmer than this, or a bit taller like a Moleskine or an A5 Slim. I'm just not a fan of this ratio. It's okay as an A6 because that's small, but once it gets to the B6 range, there's just something about the size that I don't like. And I know that's not a very logical reason, but this is just one of those things where you kind of go with your gut and go with what feels good to you. So B6 is definitely a size that I'm not crazy about. So much so that I ended up selling my Chic Sparrow B6 Mockingbird. I think that leather is amazing. It was gorgeous. I love the color. It smelled amazing, but I just knew that I was never going to go back to this size again. So I decided to rehome that TN to someone who would love it. The only reason I was journaling in B6 for so long is because I was trying to go through my notebook stash, and I had a whole stack of these notebooks. And I finally got through them, which I'm super duper happy about. And I'm so happy that I can now move on to a size that I prefer. And this to me feels a lot more comfortable than a B6. So I'm just going to take you to a tour of my journal and my deco setup. This is going to be mostly a deco setup because this is my written daily journal that I don't really share online just because it's a lot of private thoughts, but I do take the time to personalize my journal and make it fun and pleasing to look at. So here in the front pocket, I have some deco, and this is a cloth and paper freebie card that I got not too long ago, and I glued it onto a sheet of scrapbook paper. Ran that through a laminator, and then I cut it so that you don't get that weird laminator border here on the side. And it's holding up pretty well. Some parts are starting to kind of stick up, the laminator part, but for the most part it's pretty good. Behind it I have this other scrapbook paper here that I laminated as well, and I actually taped this onto the back paper here. I just used some washi tape that I didn't care for, and I just used that to keep this card in place, otherwise it's gonna start shifting all over the place. So that is my front deco. And then in the back I have another one of this scrapbook paper with the scalloped edge, and there's nothing on this one. I just like to have it here for some added deco. And then opening up my journal, this TN doesn't have any sort of pockets on the back or the front. So it's just this back pocket here on the outside as well as the front pocket, which I find that I prefer. I like to have a slim profile for my traveler's notebooks. So right here in front of my journal, I just have this PVC insert. This TN only comes with one string, so I'm keeping it simple and just wrapping my journal with this one little insert here. And in the front, I just have some personal pictures. I have these pictures of me and my husband. This was us in 2014, and then us again in 2019. We've been together, gosh, forever at this point. Since 2010. We've been together for a decade. That's crazy. And then over here is a picture of our son. Then flipping through, I have more of this scrapbook paper that I punched with this scalloped edge, and I will link this punch down below. I really love it. I always use my little scallop punch to make these fun little deco items. And then here is my Smarty Pants journaling card. If you watched my previous journal setup video, you've seen her before. She's just moved over here to my new journal. I never ever want to leave her behind. And then here is my actual journal. This is a Muji A5 notebook that I cut down to fit my traveler's notebook. And I just went to Office Max to get this done, which was a whole thing. I have that story saved on my Instagram if you're curious, but basically this is the only notebook that he did right. And I have it slipped into this Keep a Notebook PVC sleeve. This is meant to fit a regular standard insert. And so when I initially had this, it wasn't wide enough to fit the Muji notebook, which has a thicker spine than your typical insert. So what I did was I cut this little sleeve in half, and then I just extended it with some duct tape. And you can see it here on the side. So here's what it looks like. So if you look closely, here is where the little PVC portion ends. And then here is where I made an extra space with the duct tape. And that makes this sleeve wider so that it can accommodate my Muji notebook. And then I just cut little grooves on the top and bottom so that it doesn't buckle in too badly against the string. So I just pull this through, and then I just put my notebook through the sleeves here. And this is how my journal looks. I haven't decorated the front yet. I can't decide if I want to do an entire collage or I just want to put in some vinyl stickers. So I'm just taking my time with this journal. And I really do like the black cover against all this other colorful deco. And of course I had to keep the Muji sticker on. And I started this journal about a week ago, a little over a week ago. And I've already filled a handful of pages. I'm just taking my time with this journal. I do really like the Muji paper. It's very smooth. The notebook lies flat even inside a traveler's notebook, which I really like. The only thing though is this paper isn't the most fountain pen friendly in the world. So I did do a pen test here in the back. And if you look closely, there is some bleed through on my Lamy tourmaline ink. And there's also some slight bleed through here and there with my Diatramentis document ink in Fuchsia. So if you're looking for a fountain pen friendly notebook, there are definitely better options out there. But for me, this is fine. I'm not too much of a stickler when it comes to my written journal, since no one's really meant to read them. It's just for me, and the only criteria that I'm really looking for is smooth paper. I'm not really a fan of 2D paper, so for me the Muji notebook is good enough, and I'm really enjoying my time with this notebook, which is all that matters to me. And then here in the back I have some more deco. Here is a postcard that I got from a set that I bought on Amazon. And then here is a journaling card. This is a freebie from Sesavi. And I do sometimes use this little zipper pocket to store some extra deco that I want to use in my journal if I want to. I haven't really been doing a lot of art journaling on this notebook. I've just been enjoying writing. I do enjoy seeing a notebook full of writing, so I don't feel too compelled to do too much art journaling on my personal journals. And then flipping through the back here, I have a die cut that I put through a laminator again after gluing it onto some scrapbook paper. And then a little Polaroid of my son. Once again, I used washi tape to stick this picture onto the die cut so it doesn't shift all over the place inside my little pocket here. And it's the same thing with this actually. It's taped together by washi tape. And I just used a roll of washi tape that I don't care for. I used this one. I'm not a big fan of this. I got this from a bundle. So I'm just trying to go through this and finding some use for this. And that is my very quick walkthrough of my journal. It's not a very chunky journal. I do love how slim it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider subscribing. This is Spellbound Notes, and I will see you next time. Bye!